Hi, I'm Barry. Now we mixed our filler, it's now time to fill any indentations that we have in our ceiling, on our walls, or any nail holes we might have in our skirting. Right, a little painter's trick for you. Right, the sunlight will move around in the day in your room. Okay? As the sunlight hits the walls, it will highlight any indentations. So you might look at a wall in the morning and think, oh, that's fine, there's no filling on there, okay? Until that sunlight hits it. And then we don't want to get to that point where we're ready to put our final coat on, and all of a sudden we start seeing holes, and then we've got to mix more filler and wait for that to dry. So, right, get yourself a little torch, okay? And you can just run it up and down your walls, all over your ceiling, and it will really highlight any of the indentations, okay? So, let's have a look here. Here's one. Okay, so you can see that. See it? See how more apparent it is? Okay, let's get that filled. So, let's get our filler. Again, remember, let's get our filling. This is our filling blade. Okay, so we're going to take some off. That's ready to go. Let's just give that a bit more mix up. Ready to go. Right, so, corking board, filling blade. Pull it off. Right, there's a couple of different ways we can fill this. We can either just go over the top of it, okay? And again, when the water evaporates in this, it's going to shrink a little bit. So we're going to leave it slightly proud. Okay, not like that, okay? Because we'll be forever rubbing it down. If I was to smooth it off straight away like that, okay, can you see it now? That will shrink and it will need filling again. So, again, we're just going to fill it so it's just proud, as we call it. So put it on, and then just gently wipe it over afterwards. Okay. Get rid of those ridges. I've got another one down here. I'll show you one more time. Just there. Okay, and you can do a little different technique here. Put it on. Okay, and I can just make out where that hole is. So I'm going to go halfway. Halfway through the hole again, pulling it from the middle. And then just sweep it across. I can't stress how important it is to get one of these corking boards. Okay, it's so easy just to carry the fill around, and especially when you're working at height as well. Okay, it's not dropping off everywhere. So let's get a filler again. I've got another little indentation there. Dead easy to fill these. Sweep it across. Take the excess off. And that's it. I'm going to carry on and do the rest. On this piece of skirting, we've got 3 different types of filling that we can do. On the top here, and also this internal mitre, okay, we're going to be using flexible decorators cork. On this big hole here where we've got the screw hole and also this external mitre, we're going to be using the 2-pack filler. Okay, and we need to shape this up. Okay, but for the rest of the holes, we've got little nail holes here and a little indentation there, and also over the top of the knots, you can just see where there's some little holes there appearing. Okay, so we'll just fill those up quickly now. Okay, so on this one here where it's difficult to get this in, just get your finger. Put it on, done. It's that quick. Easily to rub down as well. Get your filling blade, take the excess off. Okay, again, make sure you leave it a little bit proud. Also where they've hit it with the hammer, with a nail gun, you can just see another indentation there. Okay, sometimes you'll get this when it doesn't quite fill properly. Make sure you do fill it though. Okay, just spend a little bit more time on it. What you don't want to do is leave that little hole and then you've got to fill it again once it's dry. That's right. If that happens, push the filler in. And take it off, that's better. So now I'm going to mix up some 2-pack filler for that screw hole and that external mitre. 2-pack filler. I really do think this is a fantastic material to work with. It dries extremely hard, it says it's easy to sand, and it also goes off very, very quickly. It says about 15 minutes. Okay, so let me show you how to mix it up. Right, just as a precautionary note, it says you must wear gloves, so let's pop some gloves on. Okay, so inside the container, I've just lifted the lid off, we've got a hardener, okay, and we've also got a little plastic spatula, which is quite difficult to pick up with the gloves on. Okay, and then we've got the lid. Okay, we're going to mix the material on this lid. Okay, it's got quite an annoying little dimple on there, so we'll scrape that off with a scraper first. Okay, that just gets in the way when we're mixing it. Now, if you used to mix this on wood or metal, it'd be extremely difficult to get off, and that's why we use plastic. Okay, for cleaning purposes. Okay, so again, if I mix it up with this, you'd never get the damn thing off. It'd take you ages to rub it down. So let's lift the lid off. There's quite a few fumes from it, so make sure the area is well ventilated. You open the windows. Okay, so as you can see, we've got our filler in there. And then this is our hardener. Okay, again, it's flammable, so just be very, very careful. Okay, so the mixing process, or the ratio is, it says a golf ball size of this filler to a pea size of the hardener. Now we don't need that much on here, so we're just going to use that about half a golf ball size, half a pea. Okay, if I can remember how big a pea is. So let's just take some out. Okay, and we're going to put it onto our, let's put the lid back on there. Again, those fumes are quite strong. Okay, so we're going to put that onto our plastic lid. And again, it's not quite half a golf ball. And then you see, this is the actual filler's grey and the hardener's white. And the reason for that is you can actually see when it's properly mixed together. Okay, you don't want streaks of white in it, otherwise it's not mixed correctly. If you add more hardener, it's going to dry even faster. Okay? But again, you don't want to be adding too much. Okay, let's put the lid back on there. Let's give this a good mix. Okay, some of these come in brown as well, brown and white, so it makes it even easier to see. Okay. And again, this is great for filling where the screw holes have been and on these external miters where we need to shape it. Okay. And the reason for that is sometimes the walls are not quite level and it'll push the mitre out. Okay. Feels a bit runny, but we can, again, model it and shape it afterwards once it's dry. Okay, right, let's have a look. So again, we've got our screw hole here, and this is where we've got this mitre that we're going to fill up and shape up afterwards. We're going to leave it quite, well, not quite proud, but we're going to leave some excess on the top of it. So let's do the screw hole first. So we're really, really going to push it into there. Don't just pull it across it. Get this flexible spatula and push it in. Then remove the excess. Okay. Now you can still see that hole, so let's just go over it again, a little bit gently, and then feather it up. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Now it looks like you can still see that hole, but actually once I've sanded that flat, you won't be able to see it at all. Right, this mitre. Get some more filler on. From the bottom, dead easy, flush it up. And then just put some on this edge. And just that top section there. And in my next video, I'll show you how to fill a crack in your wall.